Welcome to Expedition Dogman. My name's Jamie. I will be your host for this evening. Just before we start, I'd like to say a massive thank you to everybody who's subscribed recently. I truly do appreciate it. But I have noticed that over 84% of the people viewing this channel still haven't subscribed. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the year end, so please do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button. And also, if you're enjoying the content, please hit the bell notification to receiving more videos. Anyway, that's enough of that, and on to tonight's topic. Recently, in one of our Facebook groups that I'm admin for, United Kingdom Dogman Encounters, we've got this little chat called Dogman Interesting Your Words, and this is what I want to talk to you tonight about, because through this, we've received a report from a guy called Timothy Walker, and that tonight I will share his encounter with you. And so it says, I live in Antrim, Northern Ireland. I'm disabled and confined to a bed in the living room. Sometime in the last quarter of 2019, I was getting ready to settle down. I heard my front door being turned quite vigorously. I thought it was someone drunk who was at the wrong place. I shouted, "Who is that?" It went quiet. Less than 5 minutes later, my door handle was being operated very violently this time. I shouted again, "Who the F-bomb is at my door getting on like at this time of night?" Again, things went quiet. Now I have a wee terrier dog. I sometimes tell people that she barks, tells at her imagination sometimes, but this night there wasn't a squeak from her. She was also under my bed, and that's not her. She usually goes off like a machine gun. Then I hear this really powerful, loud sniff at the bottom of my front door. You would have thought it was an elephant. It was so loud and lasted longer than it should have. Next thing I know, whatever or whoever it is outside is trying to get inside by trying to ram the door open. Thank goodness it was a heavy oak door with a dead bolt. I then remembered about my doorbell camera, so I turned on the app to see whoever or whatever was at my door. I unfortunately discovered that it wasn't working right. Plan B. Being in bed 24/7, I decided to use the remote control to put my blind up and see that way, but no luck there either. The blind wasn't working. All this nice, there's no noise or movement from my dog under my bed. So while the door was trying its best not to fall down and get broken down, I just had enough of it by this point. I yelled as loudly as I could, "Whoever you are, get thee away from my door." And that was it. I believe there's some dogman's need or fear, and can use it as a weapon to paralyse their prey when they want fresh meat. But because I was being aggressive, I think it just gave up and left. Next day, I wish I had gotten someone to take a photo of my front door. I had to replace it. It wouldn't have taken much more. Scratches all over it. A really big crack halfway down where the hinges were. I couldn't believe it when I was told not to face of it. He also said it seemed to knock on my door very lightly just before it tried to put the door in. It wasn't like a human knock. Have you ever heard a chimpanzee knock? Well, personally no. It knocks with its hands moving up instead of down like a person would knock. Thank goodness my front door held and it didn't get in. That door, from what I'm told, wouldn't have taken much more. I almost regret not actually seeing it. Almost. What can you learn from this story? Yes, dogmen do have a need for fear. They prey on the weakness of us. And that, it goes to the nameless dread. We've talked about this many times. But what do you think it was, personally? The bit that interests me most about it is the dog. This little dog that he had. some people do say, and I've seen this time and time again in reports of dogs being scared of a dogman, to the fact that normally a dog will bark at anything and defend its owner, but when it comes to these types of creatures, they go silent. Look at the Beast of Anston Drain, for example, about the couple that were walking their dog down the drain. When they even turned around and said, "My dog stood dead in its tracks." Even with a dog against an apex predator, they have the fight or flight mode. So, what do I personally think happened that night to this Timothy? I do believe it could possibly be a dogman, especially when he's talking about scratches and the door being almost caved in. Let's look at the LBL. What did the dogman at the LBL do to that camper van? It ripped the door off. So when a dogman is that hungry, potentially yes, they will go looking at taking the door off to get to what they want. But Timothy's form of defence to me was very interesting. So the fact that he was super aggressive to it and stood up to it. He's a braver man than I, that is for sure. But saying that it could have gone either way, the fact that he believes that they have this need for fear, yes, in some cases they do, but I have also seen other reports where if you're aggressive to them, they'll be aggressive to you. So why did it walk away? Probably because whatever this creature was, I do think was trying to feed off his fear, to freshen the meat up, so to speak, because it was super hungry. And because he didn't give it what it wanted, he decided, no, I might give up on this one. It's probably what he was thinking, and walked away. But what do you guys think? Do you think it was a dogman, or do you think it was somebody playing silliness, or something else entirely? I'd love to hear your comments down in the comment section below on this one. And as well, if any of you out there have an encounter you would love to share with me, please do email me at expeditiondogman@gmail.com, and I will either have you on the show if that is what you wish, or read your story out like this. So please do get in touch. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm still waiting on a lady who said she could tell us at least 8 different encounters that have happened in the UK to her and in France. I'm still waiting for her to come back to me on that, but as soon as she does, we'll have it on the show. But next week, we're going to be talking about how do dogmen migrate, going back to what Dark Waters was saying last episode. I do believe there is some truth in that, and I've also been doing some digging into the Hull area, and I've come across something rather strange that sort of links back to my own personal encounter. So that will be upcoming in the next few weeks. So if any of this sounds of interest to you, please do subscribe and set the notification bells to always, so that way you won't miss an upload. We're still looking at going back to Anston Drain at some point, when time allows. But until next time, my fairy friends, do be aware of the howl.